We don't really have an intro yet.
We're just winging it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be it.
Hey, there's
Throwing in
something
my
good
2
there.
cents.
Listen, we're gonna do a Westside Scamandal tonight, but also it's kind of taking it back to the way back. This is like a Westside Scandaval, which is like the OG of scandals.
Taking it back to the old school because I'm an old fool.
Oh God, I am old.
That's why you know that song.
Yeah, Tom had a breakup like everybody has a breakup.
I have never had this kind of a breakup.
With a restraining order,
And
a head-sized hole in a door,
No.
and a cat custody dispute.
4 cats
Minnie knows where she'd be going.
with you, obviously.
A dur.
Not that Ariana even knows or cares about this, but if it were to cross her desk at some point that this happened, don't you think she's just like, wow, thank you, universe. Thank you, Rachel, for sleeping with this dumb dummy.
Yeah.
So that I can be living my best Broadway, Love Island, whatever else she's doing life.
Yeah.
Having sex with her hot personal trainer boyfriend.
Yeah.
And this guy is in a fight somewhere in the valley with Veronica or Victoria, whatever her name is.
I
And
think Ariana
her
would have
dad.
preferred to marry Tom and live happily ever after.
Absolutely not.
She seems like a disaster.
Victoria?
Yeah.
This whole thing is, but this is, when Mike says about like the whole West and Amanda thing, and who knows how it's going to happen, like all play out, but when he goes, nothing's going to happen. Something has happened to Tom.
Yeah.
And again, we all 3 of us say we don't want anyone's lives to be ruined at all. And I'm not saying his life is ruined. However, he has definitely paid for the chaos that he caused.
Yeah.
The show ended. His bars have ended. And this is above and beyond. Like, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. This seems really tragic what happened to him.
Yeah.
But also, was he a giant shithead? I don't know.
Okay, so for anybody who hasn't heard about this yet, I mean, I'm sure everyone's heard about it. You know, we used to do a little show called You Heard It Here Last. So I'm sure that this is the last you've heard of it, but like I hadn't heard any of the details really, or I didn't know like what was disputed, what was like, no, this is factual or whatever. I don't even know if we can know what's super factual, but there were some things because there's a police report. So
Yeah.
so we'll kind of give you just an idea of like what's happened from I think the 26th all the way up through the last incident that I have a link for, a TMZ link, is happened at like 5:30 yesterday. So unless something's happened, what time is it now? It's 6:40. Monday night.
You never know.
West Coast time.
The cops could be there right now for all we know.
Totally. I don't even have any Instagram notifications on, but I need to just do Cooke notifications.
That's right.
Yeah, then you'll get everything you need to know.
But can I just say, allegedly, this gal, Victoria, I guess she had applied for a job at SUR a while back.
Yeah.
This was deliberate, right? Like finding someone that was in the entertainment industry and being with them. By the way, I have no problem with that. If that's what you want for your life, go for it. With that said, you're still walking the line, right?
Yeah.
Like if this is of paramount importance and you're now dating someone who is troubled.
Yeah.
Because you want this so badly. Apparently, I read somewhere, I don't think this is true. I guess maybe he was talking to someone from the Valley.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. I'm sure that they keep in touch. I'm sure that
Yeah.
they bring him in, have a little. I'm sure he just does like meetups with the producers now and again, just to like, what's been going on with you? Like, isn't that
What
kind
do you
of how
mean talking
reality?
with someone from the Valley? Like a chick or a producer?
A producer.
Okay. What were
Maybe
you
a
saying?
chick that's a producer.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean,
maybe
like-
double whammy.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
It just seems to me like all of these kids probably just do like when you just think that you're like getting a lunch with your buddy, it's probably just something they almost have on their to-do list. If it's a producer you've worked with for 10 years on Vanderpump, like you're probably just having a couple lunches every few months, you know, to just see like what's going on in your life. And I do feel like, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me and be like, oh my God, he could die for all I care. If I hope I never see him again. But like, I just think that he was really quality television for a long time. I think that he went out the worst, like Wes Wilson style, pretty much.
Yeah.
But like, if you take all of everything that he gave us on Vanderpump, like, if you can take a step back and just say, like, what's good TV? This guy was great television. He was raw. He was like reactionary, like without forcing it. He was good looking. He was in a relationship with someone that we liked for pretty much the entire time. He was Schwartz's buddy. He was a great friend to Schwartz until he wasn't, you know, until like he basically kind of blew up Schwartz's life because of his own actions. But like they were a great duo. And so anyhow, I think that he probably was very much considered to be, if not this season, the next one, you know? And I don't know what's going to happen now. I hope that there was no real like domestic violence, obviously, for all the right reasons, but also for the reason of, because then you'll just, you're tacking on another 10-year sentence to like not being able to come back to TV. Because I just don't think Bravo's would you know, walk into that knowingly.
And who would want to? We don't want to amplify that. However, there is something about him at this current iteration of his life that's giving, I don't want to see that. Like, it seems very depressing. It seems very, I don't want to use the word has been because that is way harsh, Ty, and I'm not trying to be that nasty.
No, I'll use it. I'll use another one. It's giving Where Are They Now? It's giving, but like National Enquirer
yes,
style,
like not even like Eat You Hollywood.
Yeah, there's a basketball player who used to be really good, and then he got on the drugs after the NBA, became homeless, and like there's pictures of him like once in a while, and they're like, oh, there's so and so, and it's the craziest shit you've ever seen because he was
so
not
sad.
a nobody basketball player. He was like not Kobe, but like starting that, like it was starting.
By the way, he made it to the NBA. That in and of
exactly.
itself is insane.
So it's crazy. It's definitely giving that kind of washed up.
Every time I was watching these videos, I was so sad. I feel like when you first move out to Los Angeles, sometimes you find yourself in really fun, exciting places, and sometimes you find yourself in places thinking, how did I get here? I need to get out. This is, I say who, I say when, I say who. Like, I'm not going down this depressing drain to Suckville. And it was giving the latter for me. That the energy of the video. Should we describe what happens in the video if people haven't seen it?
Yeah. And we'll link the video. I'm not going to play it. Well, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I didn't think I was going to play the whiteboard either. So if it's like, seems legit, then I will. But anyhow, please.
Basically, we don't know what happened before this TMZ video, but allegedly there was a fight going on. Tom has said that Victoria has been physical with him. She denies that. And I guess her dad was living with them because her grandfather was very sick and there was this family tragedy, which I don't, all of that seems, in the great words of Andrea, murky. But nonetheless, there was an argument going on. They've got outside cameras. There was Victoria sitting in her chair filming Tom, the dad sitting in another chair yelling with Tom, or in an argument with him. And then there's a lit fire in their fire pit.
Yeah.
And Tom, I guess, and the dad get into it. The dad reaches for him first. Tom then pushes the dad into the lit fire pit.
Yeah. But I don't think he meant to push him into a lit fire pit. I think he was just like, get off of me kind of thing. And it was an unfortunate location.
That's right. Very. It was like either that or a cactus, or the two worst ones, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Tom quickly he saw that Victoria was filming. Are you filming? I guess. Oh no, I think that was what.
The filming is what set it off.
That's right.
Yeah.
He went to go grab the phone. That's what started the pushing back and forth between the dad and Tom. Tom went inside, and now they're yelling at each other through like a screen or something like that. The dad's going for Tom, and then someone called the cops.
Yeah.
Tom said he called the cops first. The dad said he called the cops first. All of this begs the question, for me personally, like, why is the father there?
Dude, that's all I want to know too. Because like, listen, I get it that happens often. So I'm not trying to talk a bunch of shit, but I also am trying to talk a little shit. Like, what are you doing living with your daughter and like her odd rocker, pseudo TV reality show guy boyfriend? And the thing about her is that I've heard crazy ass shit about her pretty much from the first month that they got together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's been, do you remember Billie Lee?
Yes.
The girl from Vanderpump?
Yeah.
They were like best friends. Her and Tom were best friends for a long time after Scandaval happened. She was probably one of the people that stuck around
That's right.
for Tom, you know? Really like had his back. And like, listen, I don't know, like somebody might have dug into that harder. I don't know all about that. There was also some rumors that like they might have hooked up, but like, I don't know.
Either way, she rode for him. I remember that.
She did, yeah. And then she ended up, not recently, but in the last year, maybe even 6 months, I don't know. She put out a thing that was like, I'm not friends with Tom anymore. Like his girlfriend has completely ruined our relationship. She's crazy. I should have gone and got a quote, but I'm sure you've seen it. But like that's all we've heard about this girl. Found the quote from Billie Lee. So Vanderpump Rules alum Billie Lee broke her silence about the surprising falling out between her and Tom Sandoval, and apparently his girlfriend Victoria Lee Robertson is to blame. The fighting is consistent. It's the most toxic relationship I've ever seen in my life. I literally would cry, Lee 39 said on Wednesday, June 5th. This is like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, actually. And that was the situation. Oh, she said this on the episode of the Billy and the Kid podcast. And that was the situation where I felt I could no longer be friends with both of them. Lee recalled her mental health declining after Sandoval 41 started dating Robinson 31 because it was so toxic. I was feeling so much anxiety. And then I was just feeling uncomfortable being in the house with both of them. So I'm going to also put up a video that is Billie Lee from a bit ago. But she's talking about Victoria. I'm going to splice it up. I'll put the link in the description. So if you wanted to watch the whole thing, you could, but some of it's just irrelevant. So I'm not going to include it in this specific video.
She's using text on a story because we don't want to see video of her literally slurring her words. That's what it's like when you have a conversation with that girl. Girl, you're so desperate. You're dating Tom Sandoval. Like, what? Like, when's the last time you worked? Like, Tom wanted me to help get her an assistant because I hired him too. And I'm like, what does she do? She sleeps all day and parties all night. Like, the girl hasn't worked in years. And even, like, I think she got like one small little gig and he's like, oh my God, Victoria's finally working. Like, the girl barely works. She cannot hold a job. She can barely hold a conversation. He told me, he's like, I want to get her an assistant because I feel like it'd encourage her to, like, you know, get up, get out of bed, and basically do something with her life. Like, he wanted to get her an assistant, not because she's busy, but like to help keep her on track and to pull her out of bed and basically make her be productive. That's what the assistant was for. Yeah, clearly that didn't work out. Girl, I can go on and on and on. She best shut her mouth because I have some shit to say if you really want to go there. Ooh. Let's go, girl. Let's go. Let's go.
And I also, like, once we go through everything, I've also just, like, there's some Dumois write-ins where people kind of write in and just say what their experience with this girl is. And I can't really tell who is, like, so when I was originally just, like, putting these all together, I was, like, doing the timeline from, like, 8 articles that came out on TMZ. But, like, so much TMZ, they'll put out a new article and it's, like, 98% fluff with, like, one new detail.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I put them into chat and I was like, can you just tell me, like, what, like, beat out every single, like, bullet thing that happened? And after I got that extra one yesterday, I put that in and it said, one interesting discrepancy in here is that before they were saying that you couldn't tell who shoved who or who, like, who started this first or it was like they couldn't tell if the shove to the dad was like in response to something. Basically, TMZ reworded their latest article to be more so like Tom was defending himself. But the video is the video. So I just wonder who's on whose side here. Like, does Tom have TMZ's ear, you know? And he's like, let me tell you how this really happened. But the video doesn't change. Like, so the evidence didn't change, but TMZ seemed to kind of shift to be like, to make it look what like Tom didn't do anything. Tom was just defending himself.
Well,
or
the
something
dad
like that.
did push Tom first.
Yeah.
But we just don't know what preceded the video.
Yeah.
I thought it was. Didn't TMZ also say that the dad was the first one to call 911? Not Tom.
They're both saying.
They're both saying it.
They're both saying it. TMZ is reporting that it was the dad. Like they've got some. They're saying it's the dad. Like they're reporting it's the dad. But also, and isn't it? She was recording it. Like, isn't this whole thing from? They were fighting. He saw her recording him. He went to go grab the phone. The dad freaked out. Went to bear hug Tom. That's when things got shovey.
That's what I think.
But apparently they were going at it beforehand, and we don't know if someone was pushed or shoved before the camera started catching things.
Tom Sandoval, Victoria Lee, and her father, Will, were all living together in a rented Hollywood Hills house. On June 3rd, Tom and Victoria had an explosive argument that had became physical. Will intervened. Tom shoved Will backward into a lit fire pit. Victoria was subsequently arrested, and everyone now accuses everyone else of abuse. So then on the 25th, Tom obtained a temporary restraining order against both Victoria and Will. A judge ordered them to all move out. Will then sought his own restraining order against Tom, but the judge declined to grant it immediately and said more information was needed at a hearing. And then by the 27th, police were overseeing Victoria's move out while she screamed. She did you see this part where she screamed, "I hate you," just like all of your ex-girlfriends. No one likes you.
Wait, who else? Tom was with Kristen, right?
Yeah.
That's when he got with Ariana?
Yes.
Does Kristen not like Tom? I thought they were friends again.
I don't know.
I feel like everyone's cool, but I don't think that they like talk, you know?
I don't know how cool Rachel and Ariana are with him.
Yeah.
And technically 2 exes.
Oh yeah, I wasn't. You know what? I don't include Ariana
consider
anymore
Rachel an
because
ex?
Ariana has so taken lift off from this entire thing. Like you can't touch her. She's like not even on their stratosphere anymore.
And this
you know,
is
like
why,
in their universe, she's on a different planet now. So.
That's right. And this is why when I'm watching all of this, I'm thinking, oh my God. Because I remember when the Scandaval, it's so hard to keep up with all the names. When it first started happening, she deleted her whole Instagram feed right away and just like went dark. She was so hurt, so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing that ever happened to her.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah. And she came back for one more season, like Ciara's going to kind of do, like as much as she can be at Summer House, she will be. So I wonder what there is to that. Like, I wonder what would have happened if she would have never came back. I wonder if that helped her. I wonder if it's good. It makes the audience feel more connected with you to spend that time with you after the disaster and then you take flight. Like I'm just kind of wondering, like, because if I'm Ciara, I was just thinking like Ciara shouldn't come back. She should just be like, no, I'm going. I'm out of here. Like I got my ticket. It's the bus is waiting. I'm out. You know, not the bus, the private jet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if that's like something that your team would encourage you to do, is to go back and kind of get that closure, let the audience have that closure with you and then lift off. I don't know. I was just curious.
I don't know either. I think possibly both of those women are at a place where I don't know if it's going to sway anything that much in either direction because they have such audience support and people just back them, which I get. I back them.
Yeah, totally. Because I think that towards the end, I actually was starting to get irritated. Listen, I know that there's people will come for me for this because there's like a lot of people that like hate the people that do this, but like I just wanted my show to keep going. So I thought that she was throwing a wrench, not like she had every right. She had every right to handle everything the way that she did. But I was just like, I don't want this to be over. And I feel like she's making it be over because it's all sort of centered around this thing and she won't be a part of this or that. And like nobody stories really mattered because this story was taking up everything. And as it should, it was the biggest story. But like, I don't know. I wasn't mad at Lala the way that she handled it.
I wasn't either. And I almost wonder, and I have no idea about this, you could probably speak to this, if production needs to then kind of intervene and realize we're not getting anything from Ariana. Well, like you said, she's got every right to handle it how she wants to, but that's getting blood from a stone right now. So how do we pivot and get a season that can get us to the next season and so on and so forth?
When everybody only cares about the Ariana story, but she's not really giving us anything.
Right, like,
so it's like,
how do the producers fix that?
Yeah.
Because they didn't.
Yeah.
Is that fixable?
Apparently not.
I mean, maybe remember everyone said it was that guy, that one producer who was on Vanderpump and then he went to the Valley and I think he was on Southern Charm and we all said, get Jeremy, or do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And we all were talking about it here saying, get this guy off these shows. He's not, I love Carlos King. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So he has a really fun podcast now in case anyone wants to listen to it. He was such a great producer of The Housewives because he understood, oh, I got a star on my hands. Let me like polish this bitch up. Let's throw her in the mix. That he just knew how to work with these women. And even when you have a really great star, if you put them in the wrong environment, it's not going to play. And I just felt like he gave a lot of really insightful notes on, oh, I would have tried this. I would have done that. And so I do think a decent amount of it comes down to the producers.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But I've never been on reality TV, so I don't know. I couldn't speak to it.
I've never worked on these types of shows, but I mean, it's a show. So if you don't have a story or the person that's supposed to deliver the story isn't delivering the story, and then you better come up with a new story or you're not going to have a show.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Tom's side, what allegedly happened. According to Tom, he and Victoria had been drinking and arguing when he noticed she was recording him. He claims Will became aggressive, lunged at him, and put him in a bear hug. Tom says he retreated into a guest bedroom and locked the door, but Will punched a large hole through it. We'll put a photo of that up. He put his face through the opening. This is according to Tom. Will put his face through the opening and threatened to, quote, f him up. Tom alleges Victoria then repeatedly hit him in the face and head hard enough to blur his vision. Victoria was arrested after police arrived. Tom's restraining order filing portrayed this not as a one aberrant night, but as the culmination of an allegedly abusive relationship. He accused Victoria of previously punching him, throwing a full Gatorade bottle at him, verbally degrading him. I verbally degrade him all the time. It's fine. Changing passwords to his phone and social media accounts and tracking him with an AirTag. These remain Tom's allegations, not established findings by a court. There's also conflicting reporting about who called the police. TMZ's initial story said Tom called. Will later claimed that he called for his and Victoria's protection, and a subsequent TMZ report attributed the call to Will. What is clear is that the police arrived and Victoria, not Tom or Will, was arrested. So that's interesting to me. Like, did something else happen? Because I haven't read, like, what happened for her to get arrested? Because something must have happened while the cops were there.
I mean, in all the things that this is going to be a super stereotypical whatever here. But everything I've heard about this girl's not one that gets quiet when the cops show up.
Yeah.
She gets much more annoying.
Yeah.
Well, clearly.
That's how you end up in the back of a cop car sometimes.
Yeah.
When you're a drunk girl, like, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
get drunker and louder and more obnoxious, and the cops are like, okay, dummy, you're coming with me.
Even when she went to go collect her stuff from the house, and the cops were there while she was doing it, and she was still screaming, I hate you, just like all your ex-girlfriends hate you. And listen, maybe she does have a substance abuse problem and she's just always drunk and always out of pocket, but it seems like maybe she's got some stuff that she needs to deal with.
Yeah. The video complicates Tom's story. The video does not appear to capture the entire altercation. In the portion released by TMZ, Tom and Victoria are screaming. Tom moves toward Victoria, apparently trying to take the phone or recording device from her. Will grabs Tom around the waist, seemingly attempting to pull him away from Victoria. Tom then shoves Will backward. Will lands ass first in the burning fire pit and falls into Victoria, who ends up on the ground, appearing to hold her head. Will gets up and allegedly follows Tom into the house. So the video does visibly show Tom pushing Will, but it also appears to show Will physically grabbing Tom immediately beforehand. It does not by itself settle who began the larger confrontation in which Victoria struck Tom before, whether Victoria struck Tom before or afterward, or what happened inside the house. So that's why I'm still just like, with all the shit that is on the video, for Victoria to get arrested, like something else happened.
100%. But do you remember the pictures that were out of like the side of his face and his ear?
Yeah.
That wasn't from Will grabbing him on the video. So something happened at some point that we aren't privy to because we didn't see what happened to the ear.
So maybe that's just it. Maybe there was just enough evidence on Tom's face to see that it wasn't.
His door.
But yeah, in the door, yeah. For him to see, for the police to see that this is a domestic dispute, some domestic abuse happened. I don't take, like, listen, again, come for me for this because some people think that Tom is like the devil in Ray-Bans, but I I think that Tom is many things. I don't think that he's hitting women. I don't think he's like, I don't see him coming after a woman first. It's a vibe. I don't know.
I don't think he physically would like be hitting a woman. I think he has delusions of grandeur and is I'm not going to say a narcissist, but I think he's got some real suspect characteristics. And when you're around someone like that, they can get very, what's the word when someone just goes on and on about like how great they are and what they're going to do. And if you disagree with them, like you're an idiot. Like, I just think he believes in himself so much that if anyone goes against him, like I could just see him getting you don't understand. And I've been in the biz for 15 years or whatever. Like, I just could see him getting all hot and bothered because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. He's got the best taste. He knows the most. He's got this history on this big TV show. And who are you? Just some chick who's slept with a bunch of guys. I don't believe that about her. I'm just saying I could see him verbally getting a little nasty.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see it, but I also don't remember seeing that from him before. Like, I could see it just because Tom, to kind of pull off what Tom did for those 6 months that he was banging one of his a close friend on the show in their car, in their bed, all like those kinds of things take some kind of like, I don't know. You got to be able to clear out how you kept waking up next to Ariana every day after this other woman in the bed. Like that is just sort of that little level of diabolicalness. Like, I don't even know if West is like Amanda. Well, maybe he is too, though. Actually, I don't know. Like, there's just.
But I think you can be both, I guess is my point.
Yeah. I've just never seen him screaming and yelling all like that kind of horribleness. Like.
I feel like I remember them really getting into it, specifically him. Him and Kristen. Him and also Ariana, like especially when like shit hit the fan with him and Rachel. I just remember crazy fights that he was in.
Yeah, I remember him fighting a lot, like hardcore with Kristen. But Kristen would fight hardcore. Like those two were like gasoline.
Oh my God, and matches. They awful.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think what's a bummer for me about Tom is that, like I said, I think that he has something to offer to television. And I think that he had a really good group of friends for a very long time. And I don't think Tom can be alone. So it seems like when he got into this relationship fairly quickly after him and Ariana split. And they've been together ever since. Yeah. Like they might have broken up here or there or whatever, but like, I mean, they're living together again. So like I think they pretty much have been together this entire time.
So what do you think? Like 4 years?
Something like that.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And I feel like Tom's life changed because of what he did. And now he's been spending all this time with like, since he can't be alone, he's been spending all this time with this one. I think this chick is deranged. I do. I've just read enough shit about her that I'm like, 50 million fans can't be wrong. Like I haven't heard a single good thing about her.
What else have you read? Like she applied for the job at SUR. She clearly was like wanting to be in the spotlight, right?
Okay, so this is funny. These are all from Dumas, just people like writing in. This is from November 28th, 2025. Tom Sandoval was warned by several psychics who tried to work together to save him about this nosedive his career would go into because of Victoria. She gets away with it because he is the world's most hated man, but anyone with common sense knows he didn't deserve that much backlash for a very common mistake, bad choice. Well, that's debatable. His career is done for because of her, and he won't listen when we try to warn him that he could save it by breaking up with her. So is this a group of psychics? This is one of the psychics in the group of psychics that tried to help him. The next one, another anon. Victoria Lee Robinson threw a whole tantrum seeing that Schwartz's girlfriend Kiana is on the Valley, and even though she knows deep down that she herself is the reason that Sandoval didn't get it, because he was up for it this last year. Remember, he was meeting with producers this last year.
So why would she though be the reason that he didn't get it?
Because I think that she's a straight up lunatic, and probably other people are just like, we can't film with her. It's like it's going to end up being the Tom show. So I guess maybe it could have been, since Jax was gone, if they just want to switch right into some
get
other.
us off the Danny train.
Yeah, get us on the Danny train. I bet Danny would be like, I heard nice things about
That's
Victoria.
right. She goes to my church. She's a real lovely lady.
So she says she's tantruming about it. This post says she is tantruming about it being his fault and Kristen's fault somehow. So I guess she also really wanted to be on the Valley. Another one is Victoria Robinson keeps making false accounts on Reddit to post comment about her breakup with Tom Sandoval, because they had broke up a bit ago. This is in May. This is on May 28th from this year. They both agreed to not talk about it and just move on quietly, but she's trying to get media to reach out to her so badly. She is getting frustrated that no one seems to care. That was another Dumois post.
Wait, I wonder if this whole thing then is like she was trying to poke the bear so that she could get all of this.
Maybe it is, and she's too dumb to know that like Bravo's just not. That might have been their style a few years back. This might have been like juicy to them, but like I just don't think that they want to have anything to do with like domestic disputes.
Yeah, it's I don't know if this was ever their brand, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You'd have to really be a higher level, more known person for them to want to get in the mud with you.
Yeah.
Like the reason they stayed there and changed the entire shooting schedule to be at Teresa's when she got released from prison is because it was Teresa.
Yeah.
Like Victoria, we don't know who you are.
Exactly. Okay, then the last one for this was Victoria Lee Robinson asked my boyfriend if he had connections to get her onto Perfect Match. I guess her and Sandoval broke up. Regardless, we both laughed at how pathetic and desperate her message came off. She even addressed me in it at the end saying, "Hey girly," with a stupid pouting eye emoji. "Hope you know this is about me finding a new man, not stealing yours. LMAO. We should hang out. Girl, bye."
Who posted that?
This
That's
is like
also
another
anonymous?
anon, yeah, sending in. So somebody clearly whose boyfriend works on Perfect Match or at Netflix somehow,
Yes.
whatever. I'm assuming that,
Or was on the show.
or was on the show, something. Yeah, and then so that was under all of those were under one Dumois post, and then I screenshot what I saw next was Kristen Doty was in the comments with just a laughing emoji, like a laugh cry emoji. So I kind of love that. And then another person up in the comments was Lindsay Hubbs. I wonder if he wants to revisit his attempt at trying to convince everyone that I was the issue that night between him and his girlfriend at BravoCon. Because do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, there's like somebody was just some random person was just sitting there with their phone doing this, and they were at BravoCon, like just a little away from other people, kind of maybe in front of a restaurant, or I can't remember exactly, but Lindsay was over there and it was like a screaming match in between all of them. And then Tom tried to say like, well, Lindsay was trying to start something with Victoria, but Lindsay's like, you think I walked over there because they were screaming at each other to be like, guys, there's
Simmer and
people
settle.
around here. There's literally a person over there filming us right now. I don't know if you like, that was what the whole thing was. And then they tried to kind of pin it on Lindsay.
Is that right? You go really to have apology. No. Stop. YouTube, whatever you have going on, don't do it in public. That's my point. Exactly. That's honey.
I don't really know who this person is, this Victoria girl. So I'm just like on the internet looking around. Her Instagram looks heavily filtered, which is an interesting choice that tells us something about this person. Listen, like attracts like. So if you're a bird, I'm a bird. If he's nuts, maybe she's nuts. Like I don't know if it's so, because he's also a heavily filtered person, maybe not on his Instagram feed, but just the fact that he was always so obsessed with everything being pressed and perfect, and the hat and I just got a facial and Botox and all this stuff.
I'm going to shave my hairline.
So it's perfect.
Yeah.
I just think that they were probably almost like two like positive sides of the battery that just, or like the positive sides of the magnet that just repel. And she was with him for the same reasons he was with her, right? This beautiful girl, I'm back. How could my life be in such a shambles if I have this gorgeous girl on my arm, and we're going to get on the Valley and we're going to turn all this around? Because you know that Tom's one of those guys who's in that delusions of grandeur thing that I talk about. He's in his house talking about they're drinking. Yeah, we're gonna get out of the valley, and I know how this goes, and I know this producer, and we've been meeting, and they haven't said it, but they've said it, you know, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, Tom, they haven't done anything. Like they're just trying to keep tabs because this is their job. But he's already got them putting an offer in on a house for a paycheck that he doesn't have because they're on a show that they're not on.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, maybe everyone's got their own lessons to learn. Like this is.
I know. Yeah. Maybe this is the thing that kept them, because they just shouldn't. Like I'm remembering the good times with Tom because there were a lot of good times with Tom Sandoval. I know that the final year with him, he was the most hated man in America. I hated him too, all the things. And I just kept thinking, I think that he's hugged the cactus for long enough. And like, I also would just like to see him back on a show that I think is struggling. And so I was so open to that, but like maybe it's the universe being like, I'm telling you, you guys think you want him back. You don't. He's actually worse off than when he left.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So it's just like he's trying so hard to get something that the world had to be like, okay, well then we just have to kind of let this play out because you're not supposed to, you're not ready.
Yeah, because I agree with you. Like definitely he's hugged the cactus, let him live his life. But I don't know if he's learned anything. I don't know if
He hasn't.
In fact, this behavior would be exacerbated if there was any bit of a spotlight put on him.
Agreed. And I think that being with this girl who is a nut job is definitely not helping anything. But like Tom can't be alone. If Tom were to be alone and just do shit with this band, figure out how to do something for his community, something for
Go to therapy.
Well, yeah, go to therapy. But when you just get right back into another toxic relationship, then like you don't have to do any of that. So if Tom could seriously take the next year and literally document all of the work he's going to do on himself between now and then, and have a 10 times better shot by himself getting back on this show somehow. I don't even Tom Schwartz is so kind about him, but even Tom Schwartz, I feel like I don't even know if he would want him back on.
Because you know what it is in my opinion, with guys like Tom Sandoval, instead of this thing happening in his life, right, that blew up his entire life, his livelihood, his future, he doesn't sit down and take stock of, how did I play a part in this?
No, God, no.
What can I do better?
No.
What can I learn? Where can I grow? And so he then makes the world the enemy.
Yeah.
Well, Ariana was no princess to live with, and I had to go through this, that, and the other. And then he just makes a case as to why what he did wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's the same way why we're so irritated with West and Amanda. Instead of just saying, I screwed up, I'm sorry, like I'm going to take a knee, I got to figure out why I did this, why I thought this was the right path. And I'm just really sorry for everyone that I've hurted. For everybody that I hurted, for everyone that I hurt. It's like, no, I'm going to double down. And the comeback's greater than the setback bullshit.
Yeah.
And not that that's bullshit, but in this case it is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's
of course,
just this
yeah.
part of him to me that seems to have learned nothing. There's been no humility.
No.
And it's just, oh, no. Now I got this beautiful young girlfriend and we've been together, for however long. And it's that line in The Departed where Alec Baldwin says to Matt Damon's character, he's like, oh, you're getting married? That's great. Because like being married shows it's a good thing for a man in the working world. It shows that somebody can stand the son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And it's true. And you say that all the time. Like you'll meet a guy who you don't really maybe like that much or whatever, but then he's got this great girlfriend, fiance, significant other, whatever, boyfriend, who gives a shit what their sexual orientation is. But all of a sudden you're just like, oh, okay, maybe you're not so bad because this person likes you.
This person has options.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And they're choosing to marry you. Okay. Yeah. I think Tom was just doing all of that stuff, and he focuses so heavily on the visuals as opposed to the internal stuff that
no, it's so true.
I just don't think he's learned anything.
No, just even the way that he went on to AGT and like this was just speculation. This is not inside AGT information, but like I just feel like there's no way that those producers said, yeah, this song sounds good. You should definitely go with this song.
100%.
I just like,
But you don't know. Tom knows better.
that's the thing.
Tom knows better than everybody is the vibe that I get.
Yeah.
And that's why he's like, no. Victoria, just stick with me because we're going to get back on the show and this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And it worked for Jax. So Tom's probably thinking, well, Jax is a psychopath. I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to maneuver my way back on the show also.
Yeah.
There's something about banging a chick in your partner's bed, for me at least. That's
For me,
like,
You're so conservative, Mike.
Yeah.
God.
yeah, I don't. I'm having two feelings right now, and they're the same feeling. And I'm having deja vu of when we've talked about it before. Not before, but when we started all this, Courtney and I tried to do a show about.
I wish we still had the footage.
Yeah,
It's somewhere.
Oh, I think it's not. Well, whatever. But yeah, it did. It was right after Scandaval, and I was so out on these guys. Just everyone, especially Tom. I don't like cheaters. Not that anybody does like cheaters, but that's next level cheating. Like that cheating. Okay, shit happens. Shit doesn't happen cheating in the bed of your spouse. Like
That's
that
a
is
lot.
next level. Like that's next level crazy. And then like I think you just said like to wake up
Oh,
and be like, oh, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Like that's wild. And Ariana will think about that forever. It will never be out of her head. I'm sure this new boyfriend seems great, nice guy. They've been together for a minute. Every day she will look at that bed. Not every day, but it has been every day. It went to every week. It's maybe every month now.
yeah.
And maybe it will go to every quarter, hopefully. It won't go away no matter what. So like that, I'm having that feeling now of like, I don't care about this dude so much that I don't know why I don't know why I'm not. You'd be like, you haven't said a fucking word in 20 minutes. But I don't want to put effort into this guy. Like I hate him. And then going back to the, like, it's giving washed up and where have you been or where are they now?
Yeah.
Doubles down on that. It's like, cool. Why are we
It's
why are we
dark,
talking
right?
about this loser? Like go be a loser, bro. We're moving on. Thanks.
That's kind of what I think. I feel like it's got a very dark energy around it. And listen,
And this is coming from someone who like he was on AGT and I was like, oh shit, like he put a smile on my face. The band is fun. The
Yes.
band
Yeah.
has a great time on stage. They have great energy, whatever that's worth. I don't even hate this dude anymore. I'm like so past hate. I'm like, not who, but like
Next,
I just
moving on.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm getting there with West and Amanda, which if you've watched this show for the last few weeks, I'm just over them. I'm them. I don't want them. I want me. I want Ciara. I just want the people doing things. I want KJ and Dara, and I just want people doing shit. Bailey even doing her chick on the street stuff. Like I want good people doing
Same.
normal things.
And
who
seeing the drama around-
occasionally do
yeah.
some stupid shit and apologize and make
Yes.
good and like whatever. We're moving on. Nobody's perfect.
Me,
This
it might be
kind of
perfect.
psycho shit. One person is perfect. This psycho behavior amongst friends. What we're gonna do in the city next, but they ask Ewan and Danielle are on doing an interview, and they ask Ewan do you have friends like this, and he literally laughs and he's like, no. And I've said it a couple times, or I've tried to say it, like, we have friends, but we don't go out a lot. We're a little busy here. But we definitely don't like go to people's houses and hang out with 3 or 4 or 5 friends and a couple couples and shoot the shit. So I'm always like, is this a thing? Like maybe you have friends.
I do.
that you
I go
see?
out like that.
And
but-
you probably have friends that you guys go see, and we will get back to that one day. I don't remember ever going to someone's house and having these kinds of conversations.
No.
And just talking shit and railing on
No.
the other half of our group of friends, or it's just weird. It's
No, not at all.
psychotic. So I'm kind of back to Tom. I'm in this mode of like, this dude, because the bed thing, cheating sucks. Cheating in the bed for me is, and for everybody. I'm not special. That's
a bridge too far.
it's too far.
I love reality TV. Obviously, I've made a almost career out of it.
A nonprofit.
That's right. I've started a nonprofit for it with my friends. And there's a lot that I can watch. Okay. And I love Dorinda, but when her drinking was out of control, or when Luann got arrested with all of that stuff. And that was really sad to see this woman who kind of had everything and this beautiful life and beautiful family. And now she's marrying Tom and getting divorced in 30 days. Like all of that. It is a little, it's sad to watch. It can be hard to watch. For some reason, I get to a place with some of these people that really just can never heal and get back on a healthy track for themselves.
Yeah.
Where even for me, it's too dark to dip my toe into. And every time, because I have so many friends that have sent me the link, and I did watch the video once, and the entire time I just was like, I'm not okay with watching this. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable.
Wait, watching what video?
The video of Tom and the dad and pushing into the fire pit and her filming him. Because
It's just
I can
so trashy. It's just
that's the thing. It's like I'm a really empathetic person. So it's like why I don't like to go to big crowded things all the time, because a lot of times I'll just feel what everyone's feeling and it's a lot. And when I watch those videos, I can feel the energy of the house. I feel what the cats are feeling and they're hiding. But do you know what I mean? Like that's a violent environment to be in. And you've got animals there. You have neighbors. The neighbors are just like, oh my God, what is this? I worked so hard to be able to live in this place and pay all this money. And like I had a neighbor who just, God bless her, I think she's doing much better, but she had a lot of issues. And every time she would corner me to talk and I knew she was unwell, it just, the energy was just, it was so dark. It was so.
Yeah.
There's a thing that happened. This is where people are going to be clicking out, but it's fine. If you're still here with us, maybe you're a true fan. Where when I first started realizing that I was connecting with souls that had crossed over, people who had died, I didn't know how to handle all of it and what I'm channeling, what I'm not channeling. And in the very beginning, it can be incredibly overwhelming. And the thing that I always liken it to is in Beauty and the Beast, you know, when all the townspeople are after the beast and they're going, kill the beast, and they're all storming his castle. Do you remember this?
I can't remember.
Okay, people out there will remember this. It's when they're all like running up to his castle because they think he's this awful monster and they want to kill him. And that's what it feels like if there's like dark energy coming towards you, because all of a sudden you're open for business and souls want to get through to give a message. And and now I know how to not have that happen. I have never channeled a dark soul. I will never channel dark energy, but you're aware of it. And when I watch shit like this, it gives me that same feeling of just like, I don't f with this. I don't f with Ouija boards. I don't f with this shit. This is dark. This is not, you guys need help. Everyone from the dad to him to her, they all need to get real help.
Yeah, no, agreed. And for me, this was just like no, he's not ready to be back. He's not going to be the guy that you remember him being. He's only gotten worse. And I think what I hope that this is for him is, like I said, he has never been alone since this whole thing went down. I'm sure that not only is it that he just is a codependent guy, like look at his relationship with Tom Schwartz. Like these are just not, I love watching that bromance, you know, but like
Totally.
That's not healthy. And like as a 40-something-year-old dude, you know, like they need to be independent and have their separate relationships and be able to move through this world without being connected at the hip or wondering if the other one's pissed off because you didn't tell me about the change in hat color. We were supposed to wear matching hats, you know, like it's a little much at a certain point. But I think that since he can't be by himself, he's been with this person who also was probably the only person aside from Billie Lee who, wait, is that her name?
Yeah.
Okay. That would spend time with him. So I could see how it would be even more like, I'm already codependent and this is the only person that'll hang out with me, you know? Like I'm just going to, of course I just want to be loved and be accepted and not deal with all of the outside shit. Like people were literally wanting to torch him, you know, like that's a lot. Not that it's not undeserved, but it's, not that it is undeserved, but it's a lot. So now I just hope that he realizes like, I need to just be with Tom Sandoval and only Tom Sandoval for the next 364 days at least. And let's just see how that goes.
But this is the thing with people like him who haven't done work on themselves.
He gets a day off.
365? I don't know how many days are in a year.
Oh, what did she say?
364.
Oh yeah, everyone takes a day off. That's what she meant.
No, they
Yeah,
don't.
Jesus had to sleep. God
that's
had to
right.
rest.
Everybody
Jeez.
needs a day
Yeah,
off.
from Tom Sandoval, especially.
But I think with people like him that don't do the work, he's never going, even if he's by himself, he will find a way then to go have lunch with the producer, with a friend, with whoever, to further victimize himself as like, she brought me down and I was so close to this and now I got to build up again, man. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, you chose her. You attracted this relationship to yourself for a reason. This wasn't just some happenstance that you found yourself in.
I agree. Ugh. I feel like Lala could help him.
No, he needs a therapist.
I'm just saying, if they're looking for a story, that could be Lala's like.
No, Lala's got her hands full with Janet.
I know. I would like her to put Janet down.
Same.
Janet doesn't need any help.
Same.
Janet just needs to be put in her car and driven back to where she thus came.
Don't you remember when he was on Traders?
Yeah, yeah.
And first of all, he was so, I joke that I have directional dyslexia. It's a self-made up, self-diagnosed disease where if you are definitively supposed to go left, every bone in my body's like, yep, it is right.
Yeah.
You go right, we're gonna hit that restaurant, okay?
Yeah.
He has that, but like instinctually.
Yeah.
With life.
Do you are you aware of it? So if if your body is telling you right, do you go left?
Now I do the opposite.
Okay.
But I remember a million years ago, this was probably 20 years ago at this point, my family and I, we were on a cruise. And when we would get off to like walk around in the towns, they would all ask me, they're like, Cork, how do you get back to the ship? I'm like, keep going straight. And everyone's like, turn around. And every time we got there, every single time, if you did the opposite of what I said, we would, it's pretty amazing.
My mom let my Uncle Mitchell take me to my 6th birthday party, maybe down the street at a park, and because I was like, oh, I'll tell him how to get there. And she was like, are you sure? I'm like, no, I got it. It's down the street. Hours.
Missed the party.
Pretty much missed the party. Yeah. And no phones, right? I'm 6, dude. They barely had tablets back then, scrolls.
Abacuses?
Abacuses and concrete tablets. Yeah. So in hindsight, she was like, that probably wasn't the smartest idea to let my 6-year-old give directions.
We were so confident.
Yeah. Uncle Mitchell was 82. Is something.
Oh yeah, that's not a
very
good,
confident.
not a good pairing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy's just going to keep putting himself back into the same cycle that he's been in because also when he
you know what he should do?
What?
He should sign up for a 3-month intensive Raquel sound bath course.
What I was going to say
That would fix everything.
is after he was on Vanderpump and everything's just falling apart. I remember he was doing interviews with, I think he was on Vile Files. I think he was on Howie Mandel's podcast.
All of his podcasts.
He was the first one.
That
he
was
did.
the first one. That's right.
Yeah.
And
Howie, the drummer in the band, is a family friend of Howie's.
yes. And there was not one morsel of, I'm so sorry, I messed up. It was always an excuse. He was defending his actions. And even Tom Schwartz was like, bro, don't say that. Because I remember he was on one of the interviews with him. And he was like, what he means is, Schwartz, yeah. And it's just like, no, let him hang himself. If that's who he is and how he feels, let him out himself.
I know. I have always felt like Tom Schwartz really did believe no, he doesn't really mean that because that's not literally he told me something the complete opposite yesterday. So I know what he's trying to say. So he could not help himself but try to. And also at the time, the restaurant was still going. So it was
he had to save it.
So you had to. It wasn't I think people forget that yes, Tom is a Sandoval apologist for sure. That it's not disputed. But to the level that it was going, you have to also just take into consideration that all of Tom's money is wrapped up with Tom's money in this other thing. And if I can tell you anything that will make him more stomachable for you to stomach the food that I am serving at my $100 million restaurant, I'm just going to say it.
Which is why we love Schwartzy.
I know.
But Tom Sandoval was doing no one any favors by saying, well, listen, no, actually, I don't really feel that way, Tom. I think Ariana was asking for it because of X, Y, and Z. There was just no accountability. And clearly there's there's been no growth.
Yeah.
If in fact he's probably just cemented a bit more of those bad behaviors.
Yeah. It's funny how both him and West, they did their most in-depth interviews with people that had nothing to do with Bravo.
But that makes perfect sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Uncle Travis is here.
Hi, Travi.
Hi, Trav.
I don't even realize I did that.
I didn't do it. I purposely kept it open because I thought Trav's coming.
Trav's coming.
Travis has a puffer vest on. It's July.
The vest was a vibe. I chose the vibe
Over weather.
Yeah.
We're going to look like we're in two different states. I'm in all white and linen. And this guy just got back from ice fishing in Montana.
Oh yeah, it's a nice puffer. It's a vibe.
I like
you
it.
look so handsome
Yeah.
for
You know what? You can't say
December.
that. You can't zing me in this thing, but you look good.
But you do. A great hair day.
Great hair day.
Anyway.
Okay, so let me just tell you what I might end up doing also is just reading all this and then putting it on the screen so people can see it, but I won't do that here. I'm just going to go down to what is documented so far and the stuff that's still disputed, just to so everyone knows the gist. So, okay, documented so far. A serious confrontation occurred at the house on June 3rd. Tom and Victoria were yelling, and Tom moved toward her phone. Actually, I've already read most of this. I'll tell you what's disputed. Who initiated the violence, whether Victoria repeatedly struck Tom, whether Tom was twisting or overpowering Victoria before Will intervened, whether Will grabbed Tom, shoved him, or was attempting to restrain him, whether Will's actions were threatening aggression or an attempt to protect his daughter, who originally called the police after the June 3rd confrontation, what Tom said about possessing a gun and whether it constituted a threat. That's another thing. Maybe I will end up reading all of this just so the people have it. Not
also,
here, but
oh, totally. But I do think the dad said he never said he was going to use it. He just said he had one.
Right. But
so then that doesn't mean anything, I don't think, in a legal way.
I just mean now here I am mentioning a gun, and we didn't talk about anything that there was a gun, and I just feel like it's kind of a loud statement. you might want to know more about the gun. The extent and cause of everyone's injuries, whether the relationship devolved a longer pattern of abuse and by whom, whether Tom supported or abandoned Victoria during her grandfather's illness. Honestly, I don't care. I'm sorry, I don't care. Whether Victoria genuinely intended to return to or enter the house on June 27th or was merely coordinating. God damn it, I really did all of this wrong. I really thought we were going to go through this entire thing.
It's a lot of mishigas, though.
I know, but we shouldn't have done this if it wasn't there's so many more details to this that I just blew right over. So I just wanted to come back and read some of this stuff because this is just all the stuff from the reporting, and there's just some random holes that we didn't fill in. If you see me cutting in and out, it's just to fill in the blanks. So that's it. Okay. Victoria and Will's version. Will says that he intervened because Tom was overpowering Victoria, twisting her arm and aggressively trying to take her phone. He maintains that he lifted or pulled Tom away from his daughter and that Tom responded by shoving him into the fire. Will also asserted that prosecutors declined to file the case against Victoria for a reason, although TMZ did not independently explain or document the charging decisions in these articles. In his own restraining order application, Will claimed the fall caused a ruptured disc, a broken thumb, a broken elbow, and a cut heel requiring additional medical care. He also alleged that after Tom locked himself inside, Tom began talking about having a gun. Will did not claim Tom explicitly threatened to shoot anyone, but said the reference concerned him enough to report it to police. Will further argued that the house was Victoria's home, not merely Tom's, and wanted to ensure that he and Victoria could retrieve 4 cats. Will's cat's Pumpkin and Victoria's cats Keeks, Punk, and Yellow. It's the best part of the story. The court orders. So on June 25th, a judge granted Tom a temporary restraining order against Victoria and Will and ordered them to move out of the house immediately. This was a temporary order based on Tom's filing, not a final determination that every allegation he made was true. On June 26th, Will filed for his own temporary restraining order against Tom. The judge did not grant immediate temporary protection, saying the court needed more information at a hearing before deciding whether an order was warranted. TMZ described it as a denial until the court hearing, so this does not necessarily mean that Will's entire request has been permanently rejected. So this is as of, I put this together on Saturday. So Saturday, 6/27, Victoria herself had not filed a restraining order. Tom's response to the fire pit video. A source speaking for Tom's side said the short video was being presented without the preceding context and only showed a fraction of an incident following months of alleged physical and psychological abuse by Victoria and her father. The source insisted that Tom had never physically harmed Victoria and had never become physical with Will before that day. Tom's camp says he possesses extensive video evidence that will eventually be presented in court. I hope so. So that is currently a claim from Tom's side. TMZ did not describe or authenticate the supposed additional footage in these stories. So who knows? Okay, the grandfather. Listen, I love a grandfather as much as the next guy. I don't know. And anyhow, Victoria's camp then supplied emotional context. Her grandfather, Will's father, was reportedly dying of tongue cancer and in hospice during the week surrounding the June 3rd confrontation. Sources close to Victoria said that she was consumed by grief, felt emotionally abandoned by Tom, and believed he chose to go to Las Vegas instead of supporting her. They also claim Victoria rented the house after Tom said he wanted a future with her and allowed Will to stay while the family dealt with the crisis. Tom's camp disputes this almost completely. His sources say that he supported Victoria, arranged and paid for a trip so she and Will could see the grandfather before he died, and went to Las Vegas for pre-existing work and personal obligations rather than merely to party. Victoria's side counters that Tom paid because he already owed her money and that she arranged the trip herself. Tom's sources also claim Tom and Victoria were effectively living separately by the time that her grandfather died. This background may explain the emotional pressure surrounding the relationship, but it does not establish what occurred during the physical confrontation. Tom, again, you could say a ton about Tom. He is very generous. I feel like he would totally do this. I feel like he would totally stick around for this. I don't know. Listen, I'm not a Tom apologist. I just, like, Tom has enough bad shit to go on and on about. This just kind of tracks for me, but I don't know. Victoria and Will back at the house. So on June 26th, Victoria and Will were photographed at the property despite the order requiring them to leave. TMZ said it was unclear what they were doing, although the obvious possibility was that they were just collecting and packing their belongings. Victoria was also photographed leaving court with documents, but TMZ reiterated that she had not personally filed for a restraining order at that point. On June 27th, Victoria returned for the actual move out while police were present to keep the peace. Tom was also there and appeared to sign a legal document outside. Tom removed a guitar and amplifier, although TMZ said he was remaining in the house. Victoria reportedly left for a Beverly Hills hotel. Police told TMZ no new crimes occurred during the exchange. And that's when Victoria shouted at Tom, "I hate you, like all of your ex-girlfriends. Nobody likes you." The next day on the 27th, just a few hours after the police supervised Victoria's move out on Saturday, officers returned to Tom's house around 5:30 p.m. Victoria told police that she had sent a friend mover named Miguel to retrieve more of her belongings, but Tom was refusing to let him in. Tom's camp says that he believes Victoria herself was planning to return to the property, which would be particularly problematic because Tom has a temporary restraining order against her. Victoria's side insists she was never planning to enter and merely intended for Miguel to collect the remaining items. But then Miguel gave TMZ a slightly more complicated version. Victoria had originally planned to meet Miguel at the house. He called her on speakerphone. Tom overheard her say she was, quote, on her way, and Tom became visibly distressed. According to Miguel, Tom called 911 because he was afraid Victoria and Miguel might attempt to enter and then get arrested. Police arrived only to keep the peace. Nobody was arrested. Just that alone, her telling them like, oh, I was never planning on coming, but even the mover is like, no, she was supposed to come. I don't know. This bitch just, I don't buy it. So now that that's aside, getting back to Westside Scamandal, the real deal, Kyle Cooke and Lindsay Hubbard react to Wes Wilson's summer house exit and address possibility of Wes joining in the city. And I think a lot of people were probably like immediately like, wait, what? No, why? What? But like, honestly, think about it this way. First of all, if Amanda stays, that's her life. That's her part of the story. So she's dating a dude. I don't think he'll be brought on as a full-time person. Because I can't imagine that the rest of the dudes would want to film with him, but he would be her sig other and probably show up to some parties and whatever. Another part of this, and I don't even know if Lindsay would even be opposed to it, because right now Lindsay is going to say how she feels about him, how we all feel about him. He's a piece of trash. But I think it would be silly to say that he hasn't had anything to do with how well the ratings have gone on in the city. Like, it has launched that show into what would normally take 3 seasons at least to get familiar with and really care about. Like, we do new shows. We aren't right now, but we did several new shows last year.
You don't think the divorce alone would have done it? The divorce.
Yeah, I agree.
The divorce of who? Of Kyle and Amanda? You think that? No, because Amanda is so boring. If none of this had happened, look at the scenes that we've seen Amanda in. Like,
but the whole summer house was before we knew this thing was happening. We were all obsessed, like because their divorce thing came out, or their separation came out right before Summer House aired, and everyone was like, Summer House blew up because of it. Nobody knew that her and Wes were banging yet.
Summer House blew up because of that divorce. I don't think that it. I think that Summer House was doing better. Summer House kind of blew up when Paige and Craig were breaking up. And then like this just became
I don't mean
like
Summer House became popular because of Amanda.
You just meant it was having a good season.
It popped. It had a little pop. Like everyone was like, "Oh my God, they're getting divorced," and then for the first however long it was until we found out her and Wes were banging, it was looking for the little clues that they were separated or living apart or already divorced or getting divorced or whatever. And then once the news broke, it was, let's go back and see how many times she touched Wes Wiener on camera.
Two truths.
I am gonna go out on a limb. I don't even think it's much of a limb. I think that it takes new shows, seasons, even if you know some of the players there. Kyle and Amanda are just not people that anybody was really like. They're just not. A lot of people aren't following a show for Kyle and Amanda. I don't think.
They
Obviously,
are now.
we would have. Obviously, like we all would have. There's definitely a core of us who would have watched it regardless. But like, you got to get used to a brand new show. You have to like, even if like you're watching it, whether you're watching it same night or whether you're gonna wait till the weekend and like, oh, I'll just play it while I'm doing my things and whatever. Like, that's such a different audience attention. I think it speaks to a lot. I think that every network wants you to watch same day. How many shows on streaming are getting same day watches? We're all watching Summer House and In the City right now same day, when like I don't know if I would have. Like, yeah. I mean, well, okay, we would have because this is what we do here. But like, I think it would have taken time for it to get the numbers that it did. It had the highest ratings
of a new show.
Yeah, ever in history.
Of
like
Bravo,
that's not normal. Like,
well, here's the thing. I agree with the peanut gallery behind me, Trav, when he says two truths. Yeah. I think that the divorce really elevated things, and then obviously the West of it all added that next layer, because now it's not just the divorce, it's the divorce, a possible affair. Also, we don't like her and him right now, but you're kind of like hate the show a little bit. I personally don't need either of them on next season. I don't want them on. I don't find her interesting. I definitely don't find him interesting, and I'm good. I think the show has launched. I think they've got a lot of really good storylines going. I think they have people that are bringing things, and I'm good without them.
I'm good without them. There are a lot of people who will not be like must-see TV, got to tune in at 8 p.m. tonight if the West and Amanda story is not there. There's people like me who are not going to be staying up all night editing to make sure that this gets out at 2 a.m., like if it's not without that scandal. People are to have West and Amanda. Listen, it doesn't mean anybody likes them. I just want to be clear about that. Like, no one is saying like, I really like these people, but the hate watching is next level. It has a sense of urgency with it.
Sure. I wonder how it will play out then if that's the case, because even now we're about to cover In the City. So watch that next.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
When I was watching it to cover it, because we're going to talk about it. Every time she started talking, every time she started doing anything, I just was like, I'm good. I'm really up to here with my intake of you. And listen, maybe after, because it takes 800 years to get these shows out, maybe in 10 months, I'll feel different and I will be interested. But I don't, because she doesn't have her, like this squad of people around her propping her up and making her interesting anymore. She's lost on me.
No, she's lost on me. But like, just imagine that day when the season's starting and you see it opens in like, or Wes and Amanda walk into Garrett's or whatever, like people are going to be glued.
Yeah.
Like, and that's really the only point I'm trying to make. I really want to clarify that it's not about wanting. It's about like human ridiculousness that like we're all like it's weird, but it is what it is. Okay, so I just thought this headline was funny. Why In the City viewers are mad at Amanda Batula?
Is that a rhetorical headline?
And we move on because
That's right.
Like what a waste
The
of space.
end. Like, subscribe, hype, and tell a friend.
Yeah. Wes and Amanda were in Lake Geneva? Just this last weekend. There's a Dumois post that Amanda followed Wes to the bathroom and she stood at the men's room waiting for him. And a friend asked him, "Are you guys getting married?" And Wes said, "Ask her." And then Amanda said, "Yeah, no." And then it says they were making out and said, "I love you." So they're saying, "I love you" now. Oh, can't believe.
Did you have conversations about that? Did you have lots of, we talked about this in the conversations, lots to think about.
Oh, yeah.
Think about.
I will never forget her. It was almost kind of muffled because she was just saying it in such an asshole way where like everyone is yelling at her. And I think Andy's like, "Okay, you guys, I really want to move on to this part," or whatever. And it just like you could see Amanda and she's going, "Yeah, lots to think about. Gotta get out, gotta go home, and lots to think about." Yeah. Like it was just, she's such an asshole. So obviously everyone's already seen this news that Amanda is off of Summer House.
Yes.
So that happened.
I also heard in that news, KJ might not be coming back.
Yeah, KJ said that he passed.
Oh, he has announced that.
That's what the article that I read said, and I literally wrote it in here, KJ not returning, so that I go find the clip. I wish I had it on here so I could tell you what the quote was, but I think it's either he said it or whoever's reporting it said.
Yes,
that
I heard that person say that. I just haven't heard him say it, so I'm just curious if he has said it yet.
Yeah. He's doing a campaign with Kenneth Cole, which I don't really understand why Kenneth Cole's doing a campaign about mental illness, but he is, and KJ took the job. So a gig's a gig. Congratulations.
That's right.
Yeah. Kyle was seen out with Ava from Next Gen. Bravo stars Kyle Cooke and Ava Dash spotted kissing in the Hamptons after denying that they are dating. Listen, I'm going to put the photo up. She looks 12. I don't like it.
Oh, I mean, she's young. What is she, 25, 26?
Something.
That's not, no.
Yeah.
I'm not, she's bothering me on Next Gen right now, so I can't co-sign this.
Yeah.
Rebound, do your thing, but
yeah.
Ava, I don't like how you're behaving.
Yeah.
I think she was born in 99. So what does that make her? 27.
Oh, was she 27?
Listen,
she still looks 12, so I'm always going to look at it funky. But I thought she was she's 23.
Or she's 26. She was born in 99. I can't believe I remember that. And she'll be 27 in December, so 26. So there's an 18-year difference between them.
I don't like it. Okay, and then just a few random things. Heated rivalry star Francois Arnaud mocks Clavicular's runway walk, calling him a charisma of drywall.
Who's Clavicular?
Who's Clavicular?
Clavicular?
If you don't know, I won't tell you. You'll have to look him up. I can't even explain who Do you have a two-sentence that can tell her who Clavicular is?
The Lux Max King.
Lux Maxing? This is a dude that takes a hammer and hits his cheekbones because it makes the bone grow back more chiseled. He does listen, I might not even include this because it's so weird. I don't encourage anyone to go down that rabbit hole. I think Taylor and Travis have put out wedding invitations where if you leak it, they'll know. So I know that there's things that you can do, like when you put Minnie, knock it off.
She's trying.
Will you just give her this? Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have taken extraordinary measures to make sure their wedding celebration invite doesn't leak. Sources with knowledge tell TMZ every invitation is individually watermarked with the guest's first and last name repeated through the invite, a security measure designed to identify anyone who leaks it online. We're told invitations began going out early this spring, with many guests receiving them around April, blah, blah, blah.
So we think it's a fall wedding?
Who knows?
I love them. Happy wedding.
Yeah, this is like they might have their name watermarked on it, but you can remove those with apps. I think that there are ways to put something ingrained in the file where like like even if you have the watermarks removed with like Canva or whatever, like you can still.
Oh, you think it was a digital?
I think it might be digital because I know that those are out there. Like that's a thing.
Oh, I thought it
so
was
it's not like new
physical.
technology, but it'd be funny. Like I just think there's a lot of people. The first comment I saw was no disrespect to the bride and groom, and I'm like, well, that sounds disrespectful already, so I'm moving on. She's the biggest freaking celebrity in the entire planet. So you got to do what you got to do.
I wish we went to that concert. We really screwed the pooch on that.
I know.
Why didn't we?
I don't. Well, first of all, wasn't it like $10 billion?
Well, listen, we could figure it out.
I remember Obi saying something like,
That would have been so sad.
Did
My
you
elbow
almost
hit
get
it.
fired?
Yeah.
Crazy. Wasn't Linda?
Sorry, Linda. I get excited and I roll around.
I remember Obi saying something like, y'all aren't Swifties. I know Swifties who were at that concert who can't pay their electric bill.
That's right.
But they found the money to go to that. And I'm like, okay. Second to last thing, so Southern Charm just finished rapping. So they had their rap party. And so all the girls are dressed up. I wonder if it's that same party that they always do where.
Oh, it's like Carolina Day or something?
Yeah, something like that. Because they're all dressed in the same kind of attire. And there is, I'll put up this photo. It's of Molly and Charlie. And Molly just says, well, that's a rap. But her emojis are a peace sign and a snake. And I just want to know who the snake is. And that could just, she's maybe just.
Molly looks so
They
beautiful.
both look really
I mean, so
good.
does Charlie. Charlie looks gorgeous too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Molly's never looked hotter. Molly looks great.
Yeah, wait, can I see up close? Annie Herman, boy, yoing. Molly, that dress. Wow.
I know. Oh, who's the snake emoji for?
I don't know. I don't know. They look really gorgines.
Yeah.
Craig was on this season, yes?
I saw like when people would say, "Oh, we're in Charleston visiting, like just tourists," you know. And who would have known? We ended up at the same like cafe where they're filming right behind us, and you could see Craig, but like I never saw him in like actual scenes. I would just kind of see him standing around the scenes. So
if
like
he left the show, it would have been leaked.
That's
Someone
what I
would have
think-
said something.
I think that too. I think Craig should leave after this season and do like
Launch his
all the other
network
shit
or
that he's
whatever.
got going on. Yeah, but I can't imagine that he would just dick out and that we wouldn't hear about it and that whatever. So yeah, I'm going with that he is. Okay, and then the last thing is just a feel good story.
I love those.
Cooke, Cooke got a new pup after the one pup passed.
Yeah, Bubs.
Viva la Bubs. And she says, Alejandro and I finally had our first leash trip outside together. We went to the courtyard of my building that has room for him to explore without the chaos of the sidewalk. He did number 1 and 2, sniffed and skipped, and let me hold him. I was also equipped with some rotisserie chicken, and that probably helped. He sniffed the hallway elevator a little bit, but I carried him till we got outside. It was still a challenge to get the harness on and off, but we made it outside, and that's enough for me to feel good about today. If you notice his collar missing, I was so excited I forgot to put it on, and we are in a private area where I live. Don't worry. And I just to know, Christina took a dog that had clearly been like massively abused, and like it doesn't sound like it would be a big deal, but like if you are just a person who had a dog that would like let you just sleep with it and was just like super bonded and connected, to then have that loss, which is like massive, like just heartbreak. And then to get a dog who like, needs you more than anything. So that's enough for you to say yes. But like, there was that love just like wasn't
The
like,
physical connection wasn't there.
He was just basically on the other side of the room, scared shitless for like
A month at least.
Oh, way longer than that. I feel like this is, how long has she had this pup? Like 3 months now or something?
Like I think the interactions, because remember he was so scared to even step out onto her balcony and go into the sunlight. I think he like isolated himself for a month and then finally like put a paw into sunlight.
Yeah.
Like it has been a glacial pace of, getting closer and feeling safe. And she has just stuck with this little pup.
Because if she still had Bubs, you would have that from him. And then you're just,
Totally.
you're do-gooding,
Yeah, that's
you're
right.
giving this pup a home and it's great. But like, I just think it was like such a seismic, like thing for her to take on. And she did it like an angel, and it's paying off finally.
Yeah, follow Christina Cooke on
Yeah.
Instagram because she puts the updates there and it's really heartwarming.
Yeah, I'll put this up.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
he's so
that's all I
cute.
got.
Okay, well, we're off to do In the City.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, hype, tell an amiga or amigo.
Yeah.
And stop being dicks to each other and cheating on everyone.
Okay, well, they're not
Assholes.
doing that.
Somebody out there is.
Okay, not our people.
Project
Yeah, that's right.
onto the hose.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, I hate it when people say this because I just think, well, probably because I never listened to it, but maybe you guys are better than me. We're so close to 5,000 subs, and I know that I, for one, because algorithms are so flawless, I don't even need to subscribe to a lot of things. They just keep showing up anyway. But if you are here and you're into it and you planned it to stay in it, then just hit the sub button if you haven't already. It would be really fun to finally get there after 3 fucking years it's taken. Okay, that's it. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Traverino? Traverooney?
I'm glad I took a second. I hit the weak band too hard and I was tired of shit over there.
Ah, that's good.